Hello, I'm Ian Svenonius. Welcome to Soft Focus. In 1946, the American composer Irving Berlin said, "There's no business like show business." With this announcement, Mr. Berlin underlined the uneasy relationship between show, the art or performance event, and business, the pursuit of money. The intrinsic internal contradiction inherent in this unnatural marriage has never been resolved or even confronted until now. Tonight, on Soft Focus, we promise to confront this and several other troublesome topics. So come on. With so many potentially fascinating performers out there, it would be unfair for us to choose favorites. Therefore, Soft Focus will rely on this lottery machine. Soft Focus will be a singular democratic institution in a society rotten with fascists. All the relevant performers are in here. Don't worry, we haven't left any out. I can't wait to see who we speak with. And our next guest will be Shawn Marshall. Shawn Marshall, also known by her stage name Cat Power, Shawn Marshall has been bewitching audiences since she exploded on the scene. Shawn Marshall recently collaborated with legendary Memphis musicians famous for working with Al Green. I can't wait to speak with her.
Right.
So you've been to Jamaica recently?
False. No.
No. I've been reading about you. I've been doing some studying up about you. You were in the New York Times recently, and the New York Times always gets everything wrong. So I wanted to just check with you. You're going to join the cast of Saturday Night Live. Is that true?
Well, I'm working on it.
Because it's not a very good program.
I've got it. That's what. Yeah. Oh I can't buy it.
I think you have to go on.
I'm working on this character. Her name's Shawn. She's funny. She's funny.
I think you should reform it. But no. So what attracts you to Saturday Night Live? Is it
Eddie Murphy?
Rudy Giuliani? He was on
John
there.
Belushi.
Senator John McCain.
Oh no! I knew the commie was going to come out.
No. Saturday Night Live's fun. I mean, I like Fred Armisen. He's funny. And Will Ferrell, he was funny. And Eddie Murphy.
Molly Shannon. Thanks. This is my friend, Taylor. Uh-oh.
One.
She's on. Do you want to sing, what's the song? Okay.
See ya. Wow. That's cool.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
No, it's totally cool.
Okay.
No, first I wanted to, I figured out some things. So you're a songwriter.
Yes.
No, I did want to ask you because you just worked with these heroic figures in Memphis. You went to the High Records crew, the Wrecking Crew from High Records, and that's really exciting to me.
Yeah, it was fun. It's getting funner.
You're still working with them?
Yeah, yeah.
But Royal Recording is sort of, it's really amazing. It's like this old theater, but it's like in a time capsule. It's like everything's just like exactly as it was. It's stuck.
Detroit. I love
You said
Memphis.
Detroit. That's so weird. Because Detroit and Memphis are like the same place. Don't you think? Mm-hmm. Like they're both like these places, music places. But they're like destroyed.
They're just left.
Yeah.
But I think Oprah, I read recently, she donated $14 million. I could be wrong. But to, the empty parking lots. Yeah, she donated all this millions of money to make the gardens instead of the parking lots.
Oh, really? In Detroit? But Memphis needs that too. So what's Oprah doing for Memphis? No, that's cool. Somebody else should step up.
Gotta start somewhere.
Okay, so no, but I do want to know about that because you're a phenomenon. And no, but you make your own music and you're self-taught and you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, as they say.
I know.
But you were working with all these session guys. And was that weird? Like, because you're making this music?
Not weird. It was intense. Because when we were recording, I was trying to keep up with, like, the fact that, never played with each other. And then it was like I was trying to play piano and sing, and, like, I was, blown away.
Yeah.
And then play guitar and sing it while, and I was like, okay. And then it would be like, all right, what's the next song, So it was the record you can't hear, like, live, since we've been, like, touring and, like, having fun and whatever, they've been, different ideas have been coming around, and, like, like Satisfaction, we've been able to change it to, like, the real Satisfaction.
Otis Redding did Satisfaction too.
I know that.
No, I'm just saying it's like it all comes to, Okay, are you going to make a live record with the Memphis Rhythm Band? Because
no, there's so much live stuff, it doesn't matter.
Your show with them
so
is
what, I
really
next want to
remarkable.
do something else.
No, for real though, I really love it.
There's so much live stuff that we already have
that
it's like not even an issue.
It's not an issue to make it, or you're just like...
It's already there.
It's too much. Well, I saw your show, and it was really incredible.
Thank you.
And I did read a quote where you said, "I'm not a professional entertainer," and I was wondering.
Now.
Well, so you're going pro.
I am a professional.
No, I know. That was
I have
a
a
joke.
business manager now.
Really? Does he carry a wiffle bat? She? Sorry. Does she carry a wiffle bat?
It's great. She has when you go in her office, she has a desk and, like 3 windows, and she's got playpens, little miniature chairs, a little miniature place area.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Does she get in it?
He wants to go. Manage me. Manage me. I go in there with my receipt.
No. So are you a corporation? Are you incorporated? A limited liability
edition. Woo.
Well, that's cool. No, I do have some questions that I would like to know. You've been accused in the past of being almost like
scared.
No, inverting the rock and roll show, the traditional idea of a concert. Were you trying to sabotage rock and roll? Did you think that playing a show was kind of dishonest or a...
No, because when I being in Atlanta, and my friend Glenn Thrasher, we were like just, opening up for our friends' bands, these bands, Magic Bone and Opal Fox Quartet and different bands for like free beer. We'd like play as Cat Power, just like we would just like make stuff up. And it wasn't about like a show, it was just like about sort of like really getting just like me getting drunk and them kind of doing drugs and it just being like, just the experience of being together and like experimenting. And so then when I came to New York, Glenn, he started taking me to like experimental free jazz concerts like at the old ABC No Rio and the old Knitting Factory on Houston and different little things. And I started learning about the actual physicality of live emotion that I was getting and what people were experiencing while they were creating, because we never practiced and we would just like make shit up or whatever. And out of a rock aesthetic of like loving Jesus Lizard, going to see Jesus Lizard all the time in Atlanta and being like, it's pretty much of a show, like an incredible show. The band's amazing, and it's pretty masculine and it's fierce and it's you know, it's projected right out there, and it's, you know, pretty rad. But and then coming and seeing this stuff, it's not that it's insular or excular or whatever. It's like sort of universal, and it doesn't have any judgment on it. And that was what inspired me. He asked if I wanted to play as a duo as Cat Power, and I said, yeah, I'll play here. I'll play at ABC Nursery. I'll play at Knitting Factory. And then he went back to Atlanta, and I didn't play for a long time, and then someone booked me a show, Sharon from this band called God Is My Co-Pilot. She said, I booked you a solo show, because this record label, Runt, was like, we're gonna put out a record by Cat Power. I was like, sorry, dude, we're not a band. You know, about a year later, got a phone call, and she was like, Sean, I hope you're not mad at me, but CBG's gallery opened, and I booked you a solo show there at 9 o'clock on Sunday. And I was mad, and I didn't talk to her, and I picked up a Village Voice on the way home from work, and I was watching Simpsons. And I was pretending that I wasn't going to open the Village Voice at 8:30 when the commercial break, and so I picked it up, and it said 9 o'clock, Cat Power solo, and I was like, fuck, because I knew Gerard Coslow would go, Harry Drews from Max Fish, and Jeff Cashman from Salmon Skin would go and pay the $4. I was like, fuck. So I took off my tie, I was waitressing, grabbed my amp guitar, walked up there, played my first show, got home, Gerard answering machine. Sean, I'm really mad that you didn't. Gerard is from Matador Records. Sean, I'm really mad that you didn't. Not mad, but I can't believe you didn't tell me you were playing solo. You want to open up on Thursday night for Liz Fair Town Hall. You'll get $200. I mean, that's like, you know, good money. You'll get $200 and you won't be billed. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. So that's when
I saw you play with Liz Fair.
That was a year later. That was $400. That was even better money. And
so you're forced into a life of rock and roll.
but that's when I met Steve and Tim at that sound check. I didn't realize he was with Sonic Youth, and they were nice. You know, who you with? What's the name of your band? How long you been playing? Do you have a record? Where you from? You know, da 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 da. And then we became friendlier and friendlier, and then we started practicing. So we ended up playing as Cat Power, and then that's when he was like, "I want to do a record," and I had like a gazillion million songs. So I said, "Okay." When I felt like this is great, it's like free. It's like a free gift. You know what I mean? It's like that you like a camaraderie of like musicianship that like somebody somewhere is going to get what you do, and like you might actually meet that person, and something will make sense somewhere, whatever.
So community is like yeah. Well, what do you think? Do you still feel that sense of community, like with music, or?
I did in Atlanta, like really strongly, because that was like late '80s, you know, early '90s. I moved here in '92, but like things sort of have changed in New York in this way, like sort of squeezing out of sort of any sort of like people who've been here for generations kind of can't afford rent and stuff, and so the characterization of what New York kind of was for me, like a place where I could go. You know what I mean? Like a place where people could go.
Is that?
It's kind of like a place people can't afford now.
Yeah.
They have to leave.
It used to be that
a place where
sanctuary,
where things were like you were accepted for being, you know, a bum, or you know, you or an artist, or you know, had interesting different ideas or something.
Yeah. And
it's still accepted like that, but it's just, you know what I mean. You know, the whole world's changing. I'm sure DC is like
Atlanta, yeah, and Miami.
Everywhere's getting renovated, and that's just change, and that's time. You know, so it's all good.
You live in Miami. That's really unusual. No one lives there.
Everybody lives there. It's like Manhattan after a nuclear war. My face is getting red.
They can't see because it's in black and white.
Great. I look tan.
Yeah, you just look great. We all look great in black and white. We all look really heroic. Like, you know those pictures of Churchill?
Yeah.
But anyway, or Lincoln, or whoever the hell.
Whoever?
So I heard some rumor that you weren't allowed to play piano or even own rock records when you were a kid.
No, my mother wasn't. My sister got me a tape once, Husker Du, Metal Circus. I was so excited. My sister kind of got to do whatever she wanted, because I think that I actually wasn't my father's child. I've been finding out I think I'm Spooner Oldham's daughter.
No way.
We'll get into that another day, yeah. But anyway, so, so my mom, whenever I lived with my mom, was allowed to really, whatever. But I had a radio. And then when I lived with my dad, I would go through his records. What was your question? So he had a grand piano because he's a musician.
Yeah.
He would, like if I sat down at it, he'd say, Sean, piano is not a toy. And if you ever saw me sitting at Sean, I was very quiet and I was a total pothead at school, but I was really quiet and kind of, I don't know, but anyway, very subservient to, my parents and, elders and stuff.
Right.
So when he would leave, I would on purpose just beat the shit out of that fucking thing. I'm sorry, I have some anger issues.
Louis Buñuel's wife.
Buñuel, I got a photograph of him in Mexico City last week.
Oh, no way.
From a film. He's carrying a cross on a set, through a set. He smoked a cigarette.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know what he said? He said he pities any human who has no neuroses.
Really? That's good. Well, after he died, his wife wrote a book called
Mad at me?
Memoirs of a Pianoless Woman. Because he wouldn't let her play piano because he was jealous of the piano teacher.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, so she gave up. I mean, he's a great director. I love Louis Buñuel. But, he had that Spanish machismo. So, Memoirs of a Pianoless Woman.
Okay. Can't wait to read it. Is it really a book?
I think it's out of print.
Oh, but you can give me a copy.
You know that Hugo Chavez gave that speech at the UN, that famous speech where he said all the mean stuff about George Bush and American foreign policy.
I heard about this. Can we change
really
sides?
Great. Yeah, and
this is my better side because this side is flat because I slept on it as a kid.
But anyway, he was waving this book around. And a Chomsky book, and it went to the top of the Amazon bestseller list.
Really? How do you get a book to him?
What?
Just kidding.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I know. It's a great marketing.
He held up a Noam Chomsky book.
He was like, and it went right to the top.
That's great. You're lying.
I swear to
you. Bigger. Is he lying? Wow.
So that's the power of the UN. So wait. Collaboration. You always collaborate with these people. And you've talked about music being something that's about community for you. And so who are you going to collaborate with in the future?
Well, people. I got this, I'm doing a covers record too, and I'm going to do it in Mexico City in January. And so I got this text for my record label. It said, uncut, or something, English, want to know one question to Keith Richards. So I said, here's the question. Keith, you play guitar on my covers record in Mexico City in January? That's my question. It'd be great because I'm doing some songs. And but I want it to be more solo, but I just want small pieces, different people to
with
play with me
computers
rather
now.
than a band or rather than solo. What?
Huh?
Computers?
Well, with computers, you could collaborate with all these people without them even knowing. You know what I mean? Just But, well, that's cool.
I just saw Tony Bennett the other night, and I love his drummer. What's his name?
Tony Bennett. That's so weird. I just saw, who's the guy who did Breaking Up Is Hard to Do? Neil Sedaka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I snuck in. There's the Hinckley Hilton where Reagan got shot. I like to go there just to, sniff up. And they had this thing, it was really I'd met some women walking down the street earlier in the day. They asked me some directions, and they were like, we're here for this philanthropists convention, and we're watching Neil Sedaka tonight. So, Kid was in town, and I was walking, Kid Congo, and I was we were walking along, and I was like, I guess Neil Sedaka's playing at the Hinckley Hilton, and we were like, let's go, and And we snuck in, and it was the Women's Philanthropical Society, and we walked in, and they're all like...
Bathing in money?
Yeah, and Neil Sedaka was playing Breaking Up Is Hard to Do. It was amazing. It was really
Breaking
a
up
cult.
with their money?
A
cult?
Exactly. That's funny. Yeah, it was great. So, Tony Bennett. Oh, wait, who else? Tony Bennett. You want to collaborate with Tony Bennett?
No.
What
Oh,
about
I did write a song yesterday, but I haven't copywritten it. So if I do it live, will that stand for a copyright?
I think so.
Can I do a copyright song right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wait. It's in the way you wash my car, the way you clean my sheets. It's in the way you work for me. You like it?
I love it.
That's the first.
Wow.
That's the first little part.
Then what? What's the rest of the song?
Oh, I like the way you style my hair, the way you collect my receipts, because I have a receipt problem. It's the way you work for me. It's terrible, but I love it.
It's about servitude. That's great. So now, do you think that rock and roll is about, it's like, now, I forget what I was going to say.
I know. You're in the seat now.
I know. It's hard to be here.
Like
You're right. You're right, because everybody's sight lines are right here, and you feel their beady little eyes. No, you're right.
A little sequins.
Anyway, so yeah.
Are you mad at me?
No, are you mad at me?
Should I be mad at you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna like turn me over to the enemy?
I promise I will never turn you over to them.
How come we can't hear you? Well, now you don't get it on tape.
Listen, I really want to thank you so much for coming.
I love
to everybody.
you. I've known him since I was such a weirdo.
Thank you very much for coming. It's really awesome to talk to you. All right.